Okay, so we've caught the KLI train from the Kuala Lumpur airport and we're now getting lost. Google Maps seems to be a little bit weird here. It's taken us outside to what appears to be a taxi stand, and following it there's a wall and the motorway we can't get across. So we're going to have to follow our noses here and just wing it and see if we can find our way across. I've explained this in a previous video, so if you want to watch that I'll put it up here somewhere at the end of this, and it explains why. Now the next day, and we're on the train to go to the Batu Caves. And when we arrived at the entrance here, first thing we noticed, there are thousands of pigeons. They're everywhere. It's not exactly the cleanest of places, even though here are some rubbish bins. I don't know if people don't know what rubbish bins are here, but they seem to just leave stuff everywhere. And I don't know what these are, but everywhere now are monkeys. So we're going to have to be careful of our gear and tuck it away. We know what they're about. They like to take your stuff and steal your water bottles. We notice actually people giving them water bottles and feeding them, which is, I think you're not supposed to do it. Anyway, we're going to make our way up these stairs, and it's hot. So anyway, we're halfway up now and we're taking a break because it's exhausting. There's a lot of steps. It's a long way to get up here to the top. And there's quite a few people around. But we're nearly there. Push on. Once we get past all these monkeys. So it's pretty chaotic getting up here. And it's just, this is a Tuesday, nearly 11:30, and there's still plenty of people, and we've still got a long way to go. And we're only a couple of steps away now, and we will finally be at the top. Just got to do this one more flight. It's been quite exhausting. Or at least I hope this is the top. We'll find out in a second. Last push. And we'll see if we're there or not. Okay, so we're finally going down into the cave now. Oh my god, there's more steps over there. It is quite large, gotta say that. But extremely touristy. I'll probably have to stop here. A lot of, I don't know what you call that stuff going on. But anyway, it's quite big. The daylight up there. And then looks like we're going to go up steps over there. Okay, so we're right at the top now. And it's just a big open chasm really. The cave ceiling must have collapsed 100 years ago. But it's certainly a long way up. Cave itself, very impressive. I just think it could have done without all the temple rubbish they put up there. It's a bit of an overkill. So we're back at KL Central again, and we've had to come up on these escalators here right up to the top to do this next adventure where we're going to go into KLCC, which I think stands for Kuala Lumpur Central City, I think. Having a bit of fun today, going different spots, trying the trains. Now we're going on the monorail, so this could be interesting. So this monorail gets along quite quickly, and looking out the window, the city looks quite well planned, and the roads look excellent, and there's lots of greenery, and it's quite impressive. There's a lot of tall buildings, and they're all new modern design, a lot of them, and some of them extremely skinny. I don't know why they're so skinny. I suppose it's a land footprint that's available to build on, but anyway, so far this is quite cool. As you can see coming up here, there's a really modern looking skyscraper, all this blue glass and that, and weird sort of shape. I'm not 100% where we are, know where we are at the moment, but we seem to be about 2 stories up above the houses, and then somehow we end up going through a tunnel. I'm not sure if this is a hill, or because I didn't notice this go down towards the ground, so we must be going through a hill. I'm absolutely not sure. Anyway, we're going to come apparently up to KLCC station shortly, and if you've ever done this, I would have never known where this station was if someone had dropped me off at KLCC and said go catch the train, because we came out on a side street off the main street through a shopping mall. So when we finally came up through there, we had to sort of make sure we remembered where we had to be to find the train to get back again. Sort of makes things a little bit complicated when you have things like that, and you're trying not to get lost. But anyway, all done and said, we've finally arrived at KLCC. And we're up on the main street now, walking our way down. Of course, we're heading to Petronas Towers. And looking around, there's just so many interesting buildings. Okay, so this is a different view of the Petronas Towers, and it just goes on forever. It's sort of like skyscraper city around here. We talk about Google doesn't work very well here. Okay, so here's another view of the towers. We're at KLCC at the moment. It is so hard to get a good picture of them. They're huge. But there's buildings around that just even seem to tower close to it. One with green all over it. You can see the skyscrapers are massive. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Behind the Petronas Towers, they've got a swimming area for kids and that, and some waterfalls and art sculptures, and just a really nice park. Some nice trees. There's a cool bridge thing to go over, and of course you've got Petronas Towers. Quite nice. And there's a cool waterfall coming into this pool where the kids are swimming. This one's sliding down the blue thing, and I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but it's still quite cool. Nice. And they got a huge playground over there for the kids to play in. So we'll come back inside the tower now, one tower, and we're going to explore around here. There's lots of shops and that to have a look at. In fact, heaps. Interesting thing, we went right down to the bottom level, and then we thought we'd go even further to the car park, have a look, and we ended up in a tunnel that seemed to go for miles. No idea where it went. If anyone knows, let me know. Anyway, that was our day. Next day, we go to the bird park. So today we've come to the bird park, which is supposed to be the largest in the world to see birds. 85 real each, because, yeah, okay, I can't even think at the moment. It was a long walk to get here because the train took forever and we couldn't get on it, so we had to walk all the way, and that was a mission because we had to cross motorways. But so far, at least there's birds to see. Okay, so we're at the flamingo pond, and yeah, there are some flamingos, but there's all these other things sitting around here. Crane things, and they're all up in that tree making nests. And way down under the poles, unfortunately, are the only flamingos I can see through there. So I can't really see them very well. But these things are all building a nest up in here. It's not too bad as bird park goes, because the birds are actually walking around on the ground with you, just next to you. There's heaps of pheasants. God. So we're down in the botanical gardens now. I had a bit of a deer park, but it was only a couple of deer inside a small enclosure. I guess if you don't know deers, they got this big frame thing going on here. And we ended up on a little electric cart going around here that the guy was telling us about things. Apparently, he'll be back in half an hour so we can jump on again, and he'll take us to a train tunnel just in this park somewhere. Okay, see what happens. Okay, so we've come to the butterfly park today. 30 ringgits to enter. So far, looks like it could be alright. There's a lot of butterflies here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're somewhere down the bottom of the butterfly park. It's okay so far. It's very pretty. Well, it's pretty warm, although it's friggin' hot in there. But the butterflies, well, they're really hard to take photos of. They're flocking around everywhere. But they have done this quite nicely. Got a pond that's full of carps with this sort of weird waterfall thing over there. There was a catfish up in one of them that we were at a minute ago. And more carps in here. More sort of fountains. Quite pretty. So this is sort of like a view from up the top of the park. When you're down there, there's lots and lots of walkways. It gets a bit lost. But they got other things in here as well. There's toads and aquariums and stuff like that, but really hard to take pictures of butterflies. Half of them are still all flying around all the time. Okay, at the end of the butterfly park there's an educational thing, and it's actually not bad. They've got a lot of display things, beetles, and they've also got a lot of live things, bugs, scorpions, all sorts of weird things in here. Some things are hard to find, except that thing is huge. I think they're up in the ceiling too, look like some sort of alien monster. And butterflies, and this is the second part. They tell you all sorts of things about the different beetles and the larvae, and down there's more aquariums. It's actually not bad. I just came into another section, and there's walls and walls of butterflies and every friggin' bug and beetle that you can imagine. This is actually a really good collection of butterflies and beetles and things. There's nearly everything you can imagine under the sun here. Can't see much from New Zealand, but Africa, Asia, it's a really good collection. So it's our last day here, so we only rode for a walk. We think we've found Little India, so we're having a look through here. And then we're going to walk the River of Life, which is actually just a boardwalk following the Klang River. And amazingly enough, we walked all the way along that until we found a crossover over this motorway, which I can't remember how we got on the other side of it. And by luck, more than anything, because we didn't know exactly where we were, when we popped out on the other side and walked up the road a bit more, we ended up right back at our motel where our bags were. So we were able to pick up our bags, and then we were off to the train station again to go and stay at the motel down by the airport before we flew out to the Philippines.